It's the National Football League on EA Sports, as we see the two teams who fought back in Super Bowl 18. We can hardly wait for the start of this one. Next on Madden Football.
Head out about 10 miles or so from the Capitol Mall, and you will arrive here at Northwest Stadium, just outside of Washington, D.C. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the former Utah Ute, Matt Gay, to get this one started. And off we go in our nation's capital. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Hands it off out of the gun. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing now is Daniels. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Daniels. Short throw here to the tight end Bates. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now 2nd and 5. He's going to try and do this himself. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Here's Daniels. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now Daniels. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Play action. It's Smith. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. To throw is Daniels. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Robinson on a give right side. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. That's out wide here for Robinson. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Oh, fighting off the defender. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 51 yards on the punt there. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. To the air goes Daniels. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Daniels looking to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lane. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. They go play action. Daniels. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Malcolm Kuntz. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
From the gun on third down, Daniels. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Smith. Open man is Myers. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Yeah, able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense could get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Smith. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Brock Bowers from 10 yards out. And the Raiders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, Based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football, as they've got it as we resume action. Carlson now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Washington ready to try again on offense. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Play action, now it's Daniels. Short throw here to the tight end Bates. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 33, here's 2nd and 4. Robinson up the middle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson, taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Daniels. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Up past the 30, second down coming up.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. Smith now to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Geno now to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Daniels. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Raiders now set to get the football back.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith.
That throw right side here going to be incomplete.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Darnay Holmes.
He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
On the option, here's Eckler.
Showed some strong running, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
Las Vegas' offense back out there, ready to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides. But sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
No, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. Here's Smith. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another 1st down.
Throwing now is Daniels. He finds his man, complete. That's Lane.
Second down and 4.
Back to throw again. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him.
The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts
as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Here's Daniels. Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. This duo locked in. 14 yards there and a 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now Daniels.
And it's caught.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders.
Noah Brown as the first half is winding down.
And the Commanders have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand-new ball game. Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. We now proceed to the start of the second half. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Daniels.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it, and the Raiders will take over possession here up at the 44.
So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. After the interception, here's Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Bowers. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Oh, that's a nice job of clearing space in the middle of the field for your tight end. He's going to start behind the line and run an angle route, hoping to kind of get lost in the middle of the field. And this is put right on him, and he's able to pick up a first down.
Throwing now is Geno.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
First carry of the game for Zamir White.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Back to throw, Smith. Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They begin the drive with Robinson.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd down and 8. To throw is Daniels. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Daniels.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Jeremy Chin, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field, and that time he gets in there for the sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Here now a 3rd down and 8. To the air goes Daniels. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Daniels looking to throw.
Flush to his right.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. From the 25, here's second down and 3. Option play, and they'll give to Eckler. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A 10-play drive that time. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now Geno. Eluding the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dorrance Armstrong just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
Samuel in motion. Oh, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and a give to Robinson. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
2nd and 9 now. He finds his man. And the ball is knocked out. And the Raiders pick it up. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
Well, they go play action. Daniels. And he will find his man, Samuel.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 34. Back to throw. Daniels. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz.
And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown.
Zach Ertz from 10 yards out.
And the Commanders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Gay is on for the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it ends with a Zach Ertz touchdown.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Unable to corral him. He fights through.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. Throwing is Smith. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Rolling to his right. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Off of play action. Here's Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Geno now to throw. Over the middle, he's got Myers. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Raiders.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This is 2nd and 8.
Smith.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's third and long. They'll drop to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Bobby Wagner, multiple times in All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go on fourth. Smith. That is caught. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
I'll tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. Fourth down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a first down, but a big play as well.
So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10.
Now a quick throw out wide to Myers. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run.
And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Raiders 14.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And the Raiders have got him. Darnay Holmes able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, and he can't escape, and down he goes. Max Crosby picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Play action. It's Smith. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Dietrich Wise running through and dropping him for the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the gun, here's Smith. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
Steps away to his left.
And Smith able to move the chains before sliding down.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. A gain of 7 that time, 2nd goal.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
2nd down, goal to go.
Smith. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there, with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Carlson on for the PAT. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. Here's 2nd down.
They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
He's got McLaurin.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
This is 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Here comes second down. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. What can they draw up now? Time to find out on a 3rd and 8. They'll try the left side. Felton. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Gay knocks this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So now London down by a field goal, a little over 30 seconds remaining. Now they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Smith's going to throw it. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that. Here's 2nd down and 3. Smith to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity.